What's going on, guys? It is Sega Man with another podcast. It's a little late at night. I wanted to get some thoughts and opinions of the Xbox brothers, you know, out here that watched the show. I'm going to have a special guest, my brother Hebot. He's going to come in and give his opinions about the Xbox showcase. There was a lot of mixed, opinions about it, actually, you know, on how they presented the show. But we're going to give our thoughts and opinions about. I want to do another one with brother Tuckmaster tomorrow. I'm going to get brother Tuckmaster's thoughts and opinions on it. I'm going to get Hebots tonight. You know what I mean? So, and then we're going to actually join Brother Unlimited Production. He's going to have a show, and we're going to give our thoughts and opinions on the Unlimited Truth. But I'm not going to be here too long. Hopefully, Hebot will be able to show up. I did send him the link. And I want him to give his true thoughts and opinions about the show. Some people had some mixed reviews honestly, about the show. You know what I mean? What's up, Big Zinc? Big other Zinc in the house. Xbox is saving all the games. I have to agree with you, brother. I have to agree with you, man. I tell you what, brother Zinc. I thought the show was pretty good. I did. I thought the show was pretty good. I mean, Xbox, they're going in a different direction. I know somewhat of what they're trying to do, brother. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, though, we're the ones getting all the games. You know what I mean? We got Ultimate Game Pass still. They have to pay full price. At the end of the day, they have to pay full price for all the games you've seen. A lot of people were kind of upset, though. I hear a lot of people in the Xbox gaming communities think they were kind of upset because they seen when they would show games, they would see the PS5 logo down the bottom, of some of those games. And people were, some of the brothers and some of the people in the Xbox community, they were kind of upset about that. I can understand that. I can understand that, brother. But they gotta understand there's just certain things you're not gonna like the way Xbox is pursuing things when it comes to gaming and Xbox as a whole. But this is, like I said before, this is a very big strategic move. They know what they're doing. They know exactly what they're doing. They're making that money back and then some, and it's going to bring more money back to Ultimate Game Pass and Xbox to make more games for us, to acquire more studios and developers, man. Xbox is going to be unstoppable. Just like Phil Spencer said, Xbox is everywhere, and it is. Everything is an Xbox. You know what I mean? It's just the way it's going right now. And they're all gonna the other little kids in the playground are gonna have to, you know what I mean? They're gonna have to play. They're gonna have to play the game the way the Xbox is playing it at the end of the day. Xbox is a $6 or $7 trillion company, man. They can't be touched. At the end of the day, they can't be touched. They were never competition, Zinc. You know that. You've mentioned it so many times when we did podcasts. PlayStation and Nintendo are not their competition. It's Apple and Amazon and the big conglomerates out there. You know what I mean? It's not PlayStation or Nintendo. They're just little peas in the pod, you know what I mean? Xbox can't be hurt. Xbox can't be, they can't be hurt, bro. They can't be destroyed, you know what I mean? Xbox can destroy them, but they can't destroy Xbox. They know that, man. They know that. Like I said, those games that they get, they have to pay full price for. Who has to pay full price for Call of Duty 7? Not me. Who has to pay full price for Ninja Gaiden 4? Not me and you, Zinc, not the Xbox family. Who's got to pay full price for? Is it? Are they getting Outer Worlds? Outer Worlds too? I mean, who has to pay full price? We don't. For what it was, I thought it was a decent show. There was some things I kind of disagree with a certain way they're doing things, but you have to understand what they're trying to do. You know what I mean? What I like about the presentation though is they went right into the games. You seen Sarah Bond, you seen Matt Booty, and at the end you seen Phil Spencer. I tell you what, he lost a lot of weight. Phil Spencer lost a lot of weight, man. You know what I mean? But I thought the show for what it was, I thought it was okay. I mean, it could have been a lot. It could have been a little better. You know, um, it gets an okay grade from me, bro. You know what I mean? I'm not upset. Zinc, I know what they're trying to do. Like I said, I bleed green, brother, no matter what. No matter what, I bleed green. At the end of the day, I know we're getting all these games on Ultimate Game Pass and they got to pay for it. You know? Plus they have to have an Xbox account for certain games. We get the free upgrade with Gears of War Reloaded. If you look in there right now, you can actually install it, pre-order or pre-install it right now. You know what I mean? We got a lot of games coming, man. There's a lot of games coming there. You got, especially people are looking at that one game, Clockwork Revolution. That game looks phenomenal. That game looks phenomenal, brother. I mean, the way it looked, the graphics, the atmosphere, the world. It looks great. It looks like a great game. You know what I mean? It looks like a really good game. There's a lot of games coming out, man. Zink says he gives the Xbox show an A plus. Xbox he gives the show an A. People got to understand, Zink. You know, they have to understand what they're trying to do. I know some of them get mad because they seen the PlayStation 5 logo in there, and you know these PlayStation clowns and these PlayStation pony bots, they might clown that a little bit and try to speculate on things. Like they think they're getting all our games, but they're not. You know what I mean? You got that dude like Dreamcast Lies. I can't stand that dude, man. Creator Face Dreamcast Lies. You know, all those guys. The handheld looked phenomenal. I liked it. I thought the handheld was nice. The Xbox handheld. I know it's not. They're like, what is it, a second or third party? But I liked it for what it was. I liked it for what it was. You know what I mean? I don't think I'm gonna buy one. You know, it looks very like it's gonna be pretty expensive. $600 maybe. Yeah, yeah, Zink, you know, you're not the only one, brother. You're not you're not the only one, brother, that hates seeing the logo on there. A lot of people hate seeing the logo. That's one of the things that I wanted to talk to Hebot about. I don't know where he is. He's supposed to be coming in here soon. But I'm not going to be on here too long because I got to actually go to work in the morning. You know, I started a new shift. But a lot of people were like that, brother. What's up, Craig Simmons? Gaming TV. What's up, brother? Craig, what'd you think about the show, my man? What'd you think about the Xbox show, brother? Was it fire to you? Yeah, you said the show was fire. I see it now. Show was fire. I see it, brother. Yeah, a lot of people think they did hate that PS5 logo being in there. They really did. I actually thought we were going to see. I think I'm going to say that for later. I know we've seen the handheld brothers. I wanted to see a glimpse of the new system. We might see that later on. I believe the system's going to come out in either late 2026 or early 2027. The new Xbox. It's probably gonna. You know, I said this a while back, Zink. I actually said a while back on a podcast I did. that I said that I think the new Xbox is going to look like a PC. I said that a while ago, bro. A lot of people are gone with that now. You know, I said that a while ago. It's kind of gonna look like a. It's gonna still be a console, but I think it's gonna look a little bit more PC esque. You know what I mean? Kinda. You know what I mean? I believe it's gonna have the Steam app in it. If you notice down the bottom of a lot of these games that were previewed, you've seen the Steam app, right? You've seen it down there. You did see the PS5 logo, but you kept seeing the Steam app also, the little Steam logo. So I really think the new Xbox is going to have Steam in it, man. That's the killer. That's the killer right there, man. Let me put Craig up. That's the killer right there, bro. That's the killer, man. If that Steam app goes on there, it's game over, brother. It's game over. You know what I mean? What'd you say, brother Zink? Yeah, this new StreamYard dude, there's like stuff in the way. I don't like it that much, man. Let me put Zink's up there so I can see his whole comment. Zink says the Xbox Series X is in the form of a PC tower right now, and that is true. It is. It definitely is, Zink. I like it, man. No matter what happens, I know everybody has a difference of opinion when it comes to Xbox, but no matter what, I stay bleeding green. Straight up, I do. I'm not going to turncoat. Look at Sega Forever, man. Sega Forever, when he does his podcast, he tells you, I am a straight uh, Xbox eccentric channel, in and out, straight up. I don't have no other system. I'm all in. I'm all in Xbox. That's what his channel is, man. And I have to respect him for that completely. You know, like he said, you're not going to come in his comment section and tell him what he thinks he should buy or what systems to get or whatever. He said no. I mean, you know, he's not gone for it. He's a straight up Xbox dude. Period. And he's allowed to be. You know what I mean? So hats off to brother Sega Forever. Hope you're doing well, brother. What's up, Unlimited? What's up, brother? I can't wait to do the podcast with we're gonna do our podcast with Unlimited tomorrow, guys. So come in and check us out on the Unlimited Truth. I just wanted to do a very short podcast on your guys' thoughts. You know, a little short pod. I was supposed to have Hebot come in here, but I got to go to work in the morning. So if he doesn't come in in a little bit here, I'm gonna probably end it soon because I got to get up early. But I wanted to get your thoughts and opinion, guys, about the show. Just your little thoughts and opinions about the show, man. You know, Unlimited Productions is here joining us, man. You know, Unlimited Productions says did it again. Another great show. Can't wait to talk about it in later this week. Yes, I can't wait, Unlimited. I'm gonna give a little bit of my opinions, but I'm gonna wait to do this show with Brother Unlimited to really give my thoughts. But like I said, there's some great games coming out for the Xbox, man. You got Super Meat Boy 3D. Now that was a game that actually came out and did very well on the Xbox 360, and it was part of the indie scene. I actually have it. I actually got that game free. You know how I got that game free? Back when McDonald's was giving away things where you would peel off the little tag. Like I actually won a camera off of that, right? And I got it for my wife. Actually, I gave her the camera. It was a nice little camera, but there were Xbox games you could win, and one of them was Super Meat Boy. And I redeemed the code on the 360, and that's how I got it. I got it off of a McDonald's cup where you win games and different things like that. But that's coming. You got Outer Worlds 2. A lot of people are waiting for. There's another one called it's a fighting game that looks pretty cool. Invincible Versus, I think it's called, if I said that right. The one game I'm waiting for that I want to see and I want to play is I think it's called Chronos the New Dawn or something like that. Chronos the New Dawn. That it kind of reminds me of Dead Space. The Dead Space game. So let me see. Unlimited. Let me see. Unlimited said something else. Let me put Unlimited up again. Unlimited, Brother Unlimited says Sony right now running a live stream about Death Stranding 2 with Jackoff Keeley hosting, and nobody cares because people are only talking Xbox today. And that is true. You know what? A lot of people are actually talking about that handheld also that Sarah Bond introduced. You know, E-Rock's girlfriend, Sarah Bond, she was first up and she was talking about that. You know what I mean? She was talking about that, man. And I think a lot of people are going to actually buy that. You know, now people are speculating on the price of that and what that would be, but we'll have to see. We'll have to see what the price of that will be. I'm going to say probably around 600. There's two models. I think one might be 600 and the other one might be 700. I don't know if it's going to be in that 500 range. Maybe it'll be 600 and then 500. That's possible. The black one, the really cool, sleek one, is probably 600, and I'll say the white one will be 500. And it's actually more powerful than the Switch 2. You know, you got these guys out here that are PC gamers and stuff like that, you know, and they love the Switch 2, and the Switch 2 is the end all be all. They think the Switch 2 is going to destroy everything, but they're sadly mistaken. It's not going to. The Switch 2 is a nice little handheld, right? With just a little bit of higher graphic fidelity, but it cannot compare or compete with Xbox. Period. With their handheld, it's definitely not going to be able to compete with it. It has that Ryzen AI chip in there, so it's not going to be able to compete with that little handheld that Xbox got coming out. You know, so we'll see, man. We'll see. And other thing says, of course, Sony and Jackoff Keeley are having a Who Cares show. Well, you know what, Brother Zink, I have to agree with you on that. I have to agree, and I'm glad you're here with me, man. It's good to see you, Zink. It really is. I mean, I gotta give. I want to give Brother Zink a shout out, and I mean this, man, from the bottom of my heart. Brother Zink is very knowledgeable, very, very knowledgeable when it comes to Xbox, man, and the lore of gaming. You know, he's an OG out here like me, and he bought, you know, a lot of us guys out here. And he knows a lot about gaming. He just doesn't know about Xbox. He knows about day one, you know, with old school gaming before some of you guys were even born. You know, Zink is very knowledgeable out here. I mean, I like Zink a lot because he relates to a lot of the OGs and what we're talking about when it comes to gaming. And even Brother Unlimited Productions also. Unlimited Productions is very, very knowledgeable in gaming. I mean, he tells me stories about when his father and they had the old school systems. I believe his dad had the Dreamcast and the Sega Saturn. So he was telling me before, if I'm correct, but he knows the lore. Unlimited Production knows some of the lore of OG gaming because his dad was a gamer. You know what I mean? So these guys can relate to that era of gaming up till now, and we got to understand as OGs. I think OGs can accept it more than the newer millennials and the betas that are coming up. You know, the betas the betas and the other generation of gamers, they're just different, man. The millennials and the betas, they're different. You know what I mean? I think a lot of them don't care about certain things, like when it comes to physical media, different things like that. You know, I think Brother Hebot's here, so let's get Brother Hebot in here because I really want to get his thoughts and opinions about the today's show. You know what I mean? So I'm going to get Brother Hebot here on the stage to come and join us. What's up, Brother Hebot?
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. What's up, brother?
Hey, what's up, bro?
What's going on, man?
Just there, man. Trying
Well,
the best out of today, the best I can.
yeah, I hear you, brother. And you know, Brother Hebot is here, guys. And every time I have Brother Hebot on the show, I like Brother Hebot to give his thoughts and opinions. And I want him to give his thoughts and opinions about the Xbox showcase. You know, and you know, some people might not agree, but on my show, I like for people to be true and authentic about how they really feel about the show and what they really think. So, and that's why I have Hebot here because Hebot's been in the Xbox gaming community since day one. You know what I mean? And I want to hear his true thoughts and opinions about what he thought about the Xbox showcase today. So I want to welcome Brother Hebot here. And Brother Hebot, you seen the show today. I talked to you earlier when the show was on, brother. So in your words, Hebot, in your true words, brother, what did you think and break down? What did you think about the Xbox showcase today and your feelings and thoughts on and opinions on the show? What do you think, man?
I listen. First of all, a lot of the stuff that was shown, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm excited for something like Ninja Blade or Ninja Gaiden, rather, right?
Yes.
But that my biggest problem is that with it is that the game they showed is just too PC centric, too much first person shooters. Like Clockwork Tower is just too much RPG element to it. Or Clockwork, whatever Revolution. I thought it was gonna be more like Bioshock. It's not. I was surprised at High on Life 2, how fast and quick they made that. But it didn't feel like an Xbox show to me. It felt more like, we're here to cater to everybody. The PC world, the handheld world. The handheld, don't give a fuck. It's cool and all. I don't play it on the go. I'm not a 2-year-old kid. I don't fucking play on the go. I play in my console and that's it. Mm-hmm. If I'm on vacation, I'm gonna worry about being on vacation, not worry about playing on a video game console. I'm gonna concentrate on enjoying my vacation. So I mean, I don't know, man. I wasn't satisfied. I thought the games they showed were like, all right. You know, Planet of Luna, yeah, the first one was great, but it was more, that's like a smaller indie game. Like a lot of the stuff they showed, I felt like it was things they could have just announced on Twitter, like the Sea of Thieves season 17. Like, wow, okay, season 17, whoopee fucking doo. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then a lot like what was the other one? The fucking Call of Duty as the fucking ending of the show. Like, oh come on, like Call of Duty for me. I feel like Call of Duty needs to die. I can't stand that franchise. I don't care how much money it makes. It's just corny already. Doesn't evolve, doesn't change. It looks like they're gonna go in the future. I really thought they were gonna show either the new Gears and with a release date, or they were gonna show Fable at least, or show a new Forza Horizon, or show Halo in the state that it's in, the new one. But don't, or at least State of Decay 3. Like these guys from the State of Decay, they had what you call it, tease something on social, and then they didn't show shit. So I'm figuring maybe what happened was they had technical difficulties. They had to change it at last minute because they had teased something that they were going to be on, on Twitter, and then they showed nothing. They didn't show Contraband. That game's been in production in development like 900 years. Everwild been in production 16,000 years. We didn't see nothing with that. But remember, all the games we got released this year were the ones that we knew of for the longest time.
Yeah.
And we didn't fucking see a lot of people to beat this game because none of the achievements are what you call it, rare. None of them. So like I thought maybe I just don't know. It didn't feel like an Xbox show to me. It felt like a PC show to me. I'm just being honest, bro. I was like, what the fuck? I can't do it.
Yeah.
Phil didn't show his fucking face until the end. Like, I don't know, bro. I don't know. I know a lot of people are gonna be like, "Oh, what's wrong with me?" I want more games that cater to my liking. There's just too many of the same shit for over and over for me. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that they're bad games. It's just I don't care about like I said, a first person shooter out. You know what I mean? I'm fucking. I can't stand that all the key comes like that PC, that game Age of Anthology, and then showing all the PlayStation coming to PlayStation. Like, bro, like stop it. Like, at least if your show's for Xbox fans, make sure it's for Xbox fans. You didn't announce it on Twitter. Oh yeah, it's coming to PlayStation. Fine, whatever. Like, I just feel like this. It's just I don't know. I'm disappointed. It is what it is, but I did like High on Life. Like I said, I did like Planet of Luna. I did like like Gears. Why are you showing that? Like, for what? That's an old ass 15,000-year-old game. What are you showing that for? What? We know it's an update, and then the fucked up part is, if you bought the game now digitally, they say you don't get the fucking free update. You have to have had it from before. I bought the game the physical day one. Unlimited bought the game physical day one. You bought the game physical day one. We should have a right to get the update for free no matter what, and we're not. Like, what kind of shit is that? That's a Sony move. Like, what the fuck? Since when, Xbox? Come on, bro. Like, I'm disappointed. I gave the show to D, in my personal opinion. And not because they didn't show up with games, just the shit they show is just either free to play, online, PC centric, fucking DLC. Says, come on, you get DLC. Then that one game that looks like a hack and slash with the 4 players that's like Japanese anime. I don't know if that's an actual beat 'em up. I don't know if that's an action adventure. I don't know if it's a free to play. They weren't really elaborating on that. And that comes out sometime this year, said. So I don't know. I hope it's an action adventure because it looked decent. I would enjoy it for the simple fact that that it's a hack and slash beat 'em up style. But I don't know, bro. I don't know what to say. And just they should have had one of their flagship games there. But if you notice when he said that he said at the end, he did say, we want to get ready for the future or next generation. We want people that are going to come in, and you guys have been supporting us for years, and new people to come in to follow us with our flagship titles. And he did mention, Forza for next year, Fable, Halo, Gears. So what I'm kind of getting a vibe is that they're getting rid, like they're like trying to put this gen to the end, to the past, like they're trying to like we're gonna just finish it off next year, and then from there, next year I have a feeling they're gonna launch their new console next year, and they're gonna try to launch that bad boy with every single AAA IP from Fable, like I said, the Gears, and even maybe State of Decay 3. And if they do that, oh my God, it's gonna be epic. That's gonna be epic.
Yeah, that would be sweet. Yeah,
dude, that would be epic. Epic. If they do that, that would just they're trying to make a statement like they did in the OG days and the 360 era. I'm figuring they're just trying to make a really big impact bomb. Thank you, mommy. Going forward with the next console. So since they've had so much, stupid, fake slack and hate from the media since the Xbox One, you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
But how can you hate on a fucking console launch, right? If it ends up launching with Fable, Gears, you know what I'm saying? State of Decay 3, right? What was the other one? The new Gears, a new Forza, right?
Yeah.
If it launches with all those games, oh my God, that shit is gonna be epic. Like I said, And I think that's what they're doing. I think they're just riding out the rest of the gen with the fluff and then some good games here and there. Don't get me wrong. The great thing about it is we get all those games on Game Pass, obviously. And, we can try them out. And I could be wrong. Like, I could be 100% wrong.
Yeah.
If I play maybe, Clockwork Resolution, and maybe even though it looked not that great to me, but if I play it, it might be fucking great. It might be a really good game, and I might end up liking it. But, I'm just judging it based off what I saw and how I felt, right? Because when I saw the game, it looks like they were just trying to show and concentrate too much on the talking aspect, the customization aspect, the character build-up aspect, the story aspect. I wanted to see more of what you could do with the gameplay, even though they did show where you can teleport, and I think you can go through change the time zones or to different times, I think. If I'm not mistaken, one of the gimmicks of the game, which looked interesting. I'm not going to lie. That looked interesting. And what was the other thing? I mean, I don't understand. I kind of get the vibe that they were supposed to show State of Decay, but they pushed it because if you notice, they showed like twice something about the Outer Worlds 2, even though they already were going to dedicate another hour to the Outer Worlds after the game, right? After the keynote. A whole hour based on Outer Worlds, right? And what they've been doing. It is cool that Outer Worlds is going to have a third-person mode. I think that's cool. I think they should start doing that going forward with all first-person games so that you can choose whether you play third or first, like they did with Evolve. I wish they did an update like that for Indiana Jones, because then I would play it even faster. Because I know Indiana Jones is good. I saw my son play it, and I played a little bit, and it is good. But I wish it was third-person just because of the type of game that it is.
Yeah.
But I know that these guys the guys who did Wolfenstein, that's their mark. That's their pedigree. They usually do first person. I get it. But I wish it played more like third person, even though it's like Riddick, like Chronicles of Riddick. Remember, for the OG and for 360, those games were awesome. So it's still good. I'm not saying it's a great game. I just wish it was third person. But I'm glad they're doing third person mode for Outer Worlds. I mean, that would definitely make it easier for me to want to try it and play it. Because, no secret, I like first person, but I like first persons when they were born that way. Like, I love Halo first person because I know it was always first person. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I love Wolfenstein and Doom because they were always first person. The same thing with Call of Duty. They've always been first person.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But as far as like other stuff, I rather like I'm a third person aficionado. Like I like more, third person games in my, for my style, right? And there is a bunch coming out from third party, like Chronos, right?
Yeah.
Like the echoes of some at the end of Echoes, which looks like Hellblade, but it's like a black girl. That looks pretty dope. It's coming out third party though, but it's still awesome. I like that they're building that relationship, man. Like, you see how they bring in the fucking Persona remake to, the Game Pass. It was cool that they released today. Shadow dropped the Final Fantasy 16. That one, it was done by Platinum, so the combat should be way more fun than traditional. I like that they announced, that Final Fantasy is finally coming. So all the people are like, oh, we Final Fantasy fans, stop crying. They've been crying all this time, talking about, yeah, we want it. But then when it comes time to get it, they're like, oh, forget it. Y'all didn't, y'all went with Sony first. So, we got to learn how to either we let go or we put our money where our mouth is. Because everybody can complain how, we deserve Final Fantasy, we deserve Final Fantasy. Then it finally comes, even though they're assholes because they got the bag before, now they're getting the bag again, obviously. But at least they're bringing it. So if they're bringing it, make a statement. Buy it, support it. Whether it's Game Pass, buying it later, whether it's buying it day one right off the hip, buy it. Show them that they bet on the wrong team, on the wrong side. That Xbox gamers love playing games, and we love buying it, we love supporting it. But a lot of people don't do that. So, that's just how I see it. Is it cool that they waited almost fucking 7, 8, 9 years to bring the game out? No, absolutely not. But I think Square Enix learned their lesson. I think Square Enix knows better now because they lost a lot of money. They lost a lot of money. They can't afford to do exclusive though. Exclusive with third party is garbage. Like me, I feel that all third party should not be exclusive. The only thing that should be exclusive is whatever comes from first party studios from the companies. That's how I think it should stay. But I don't run Microsoft, right? And there's a reason why they're a $4 trillion company. Like, you know, I don't know shit about business that way, right? In comparison, but I don't know. The show was, for me, was a D because I didn't like a lot of stuff that was already shown that we know about. We got some release date, cool, a lot of DLC. You know, finally getting what we would call the hand-me-downs from the other consoles that were exclusive. Like now we're getting Wukong. Finally, okay, a year later, cool, all right. And I believe in Gamescom they'll probably announce the fucking shit with Silent Hill, the remake of 2. We'll get that too because that's supposed to come. That's a year exclusive. They already said it when it first came out, so we'll get that this year as well. So but like I'm hyped for games. Don't get me wrong. Like I said, I was really hyped because they're making No Straight Roads 2, but that was announced on another show, and that's one of those games that people that is a sleeper. People need to play it, and they haven't. That game's amazing. I'm hyped that they're going to do another Plague Tales Requiem. I don't know if it's going to be more action based or still stealth and action like the first two. As my son was reading, I believe it's a prequel, so I'm excited to see what that looks like. I know the first two were really good games, so I'm hoping the third one will be awesome. Plague Tales Requiem. You played it, right?
Yes, I have.
Yeah. They showed the Renaissance, I think it's called. That's a prequel. It's supposed to be the third game. That looks promising. So, I mean, don't get me wrong. They showed good games. They did. It's just a lot of the games were not for my liking, my taste. They felt a lot of PC style or too RPG-ish. But to be honest, the gaming industry don't belong to me. You know what I mean? The show wasn't just for me. It was for all gamers. So, in that retrospect, I think they were spot on. They showed a lot of diversity, a lot of different games. It just wasn't for me, right? Am I going to stop being an Xbox fan? Obviously not, because Xbox is still the only place that shows that they actually give a fuck about the gamers, the developers, the industry, the consumers, period. I mean, I'm not going nowhere.
Yeah.
I love Xbox. I love what they do. I just wish they were just a little bit more stronghold. Like they wouldn't be catering to like whatever's in style. You know what I mean? Like you go to their handle on YouTube to watch the videos, and what do you see? The Xbox symbol with rainbow colors representing Prime Month. And I've always said, what the fuck does your sexual preference or lifestyle have to do with video games? Absolutely nothing. Why do we keep doing this? Why? You don't see PlayStation's handle doing that. You don't see Nintendo's handle doing that. Why? Because in Japan, they don't tolerate that shit. They don't celebrate that stupidity. Your sexual preference or lifestyle in your life is private. It's on your terms. It has nothing to do with entertainment, with games, movies, where we're supposed to free ourselves to make ourselves, free ourselves from problems, escape and shit like that. Politics, whatever the case is, religious beliefs, whatever. None of that shit should be in any game. There's no need for it. No need for politics. No need for sexual representation, sexual preferences. There's no need for religions, beliefs, nothing. Games never about that, ever. Why are we still trying to do this? So, stuff like that. That game looked interesting too. The one with the girl, the black chick, she looks like an astronaut. I think it's called Alphalin or something like that. I know it starts with an A. Yeah. Alphalin, I think. That looks interesting, but it looks like it's more like a walking sim where you walk, like you platform and jump and slide down, which is okay. It's cool, but it's a smaller title. But that looked interesting. I like the way the graphics looked on that. I'm trying to cover all the areas, Sega Man. I'm sorry. I'm trying to see if I remember everything.
Well, guess what, brother? We have Deas here with us, man.
Hello,
Ah,
you
hey,
guys.
Dana. How are you, Dana? What's up, honey?
I'm pretty good. It sounds like you're excited today.
Yeah, no, I'm sick. I sound like crap. Forgive me. I got a stuffy nose, got a fever.
Oh
I
wow.
have pain. I've been pain in my prostate today, real bad. So I'm all
Oh,
messed up. But it is what it is. Maybe that's one of the reasons why I was grouchy. Couldn't enjoy the show as much. I don't know. It could be
oh.
anything. It is what it is. But it's
Well, I'm
nice to hear
glad.
from you. That's everything.
It's
Yeah,
nice.
same. And I'm glad to catch Sega man. You know I had to come.
Yeah, Dea, I'm glad you can come and join us, Dea. Did you actually get to see the show?
I did in its entirety.
Nice.
No, Dea.
Nice.
What you now, Dea? He had, man. I tell you what, he bought. He's very opinionated. He had a lot to say
Hmm.
about the show, and I will tell you this: I had talked to some of the gaming brothers out here online,
Yep.
and I want to get your opinion about it. But a lot of them were upset because they said when they were watching the show, just like Hebot said, they did not like seeing that PS5 symbol down there.
I'm beyond that at this point.
Yeah,
I'm just to me I don't care.
yeah.
Xbox already said what they were going to do, and if people have a problem with that, they can go ahead and get something else. It's not going to change. They're beyond just one thing because they're everywhere and they sell everywhere. They have massive publishers behind them. And so I'm just beyond it. I'm like, wow, people are still upset about that. I've gotten it over it. They've explained it. I understand it from a business perspective.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's going to change. And I'm telling you now, you just mark my words. One day, even if I'm like this is 10 years down the road, everybody would do that. Everybody's going to be everywhere. That's the trajectory of the gaming. Period. Everybody's going to do it. I and I'm
And
and
to
I'm
be fair, not every game had the symbol either. They like Grounded Two didn't have it. You know what I mean? For example, not every game had it.
have what?
It was
Say
like,
that again. I'm sorry.
well, I think to be fair, not every game had the PlayStation logo on the bottom. Like
Right, right.
one of the
Yeah,
games that I know was Grounded Two, which and the other one by Double Fine, the Keeper.
yeah,
That's
right.
Yeah.
players
Yeah.
house, but you're like a lighthouse.
And it's
That
another
also,
one is Solo Leveling had no PlayStation anything on that. And I'm
yeah, yeah.
interested in that game, Solo Leveling. You remember
Yeah.
that? Yeah,
Yeah.
that showed on
Which
there.
one's
So
that one? Is that the one? Is that the one with the multiplayer? But it's like that is
no,
co-op hack
yeah,
and slash. Is that,
yes, it's like yeah, it's an anime style
yeah,
fight.
that's the one I was saying
Yeah,
for saying about.
yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, yeah.
I
Now,
just
if
don't
it
know this.
is, it didn't show up there, and I don't know why it wouldn't because Xbox was showing it on everything else. So that
Hmm.
one had just Xbox on there. So it's
Yeah,
it's
yeah. So it's like they said, not everything will go over. But if you notice, the stuff that they did show that had it is the stuff that we already know has been multiplied. Like High on Life, we knew that went to PlayStation, right?
it eventually went there, right? We had
Right.
a timed exclusive with that. So, but look, I like you
Hmm.
said, I'm not expecting third parties to lock their games to any platform. To be honest with you,
Yeah.
they need to do
Hmm.
what's
It's a
good for
fact.
them, right? This is why
Yeah.
it was
Yeah.
a good thing to see Final Fantasy 7 and 16 finally get on the Xbox
Finally.
because
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
learned that lesson the hard way, right? And I'm gonna say this, I'm gonna put this out here, and people might be upset at me when I say this.
That's all right, Dea. Go ahead.
If PlayStation and Xbox is going to put their games everywhere, now PlayStation is like PlayStation. What I don't like what they do, they'll put their games on PC and have it on their platform, but then they'll do a deal with these little smaller companies that are naive at best, and then they don't do that, and then they end up hurting their own selves, just locking themselves to the console when PlayStation themselves are not doing that.
Hmm.
Now,
Square Enix learned the hard way. Square Enix learned the hard way because they've been saying it for a while. You know that they said it
right,
that they lost a lot of money, massive amounts of money with
right,
both of those game deals,
but
15 and 7. They said it.
the fact that PlayStation is still making deals like that, knowing that it's gonna look, if it wasn't gonna harm those companies, they themselves would not be putting their games on PC or and Nintendo because they've
Mhm.
already done both. So I don't like those practices. It's like they use these companies just to have some temporary exclusive, and then they don't allow them to do what they are doing. They are putting
I
their
don't
games
think
on
so.
PC and Nintendo, but they won't allow these other companies to do the same thing. Like it's
You know why I think they do that though, Dan? To be honest, you know why I think they do that? Not only to be slime buckets, because I'm not going to try to give them a pass, not. But I think it's because since they know that there's no way in the world that they can do what Xbox does as far as putting
exactly,
their first party exclusives day and date on
exactly,
Game Pass
exactly.
because they can't afford it. I think that those are the little deals that they think, oh, if we do this, this is the only way we can compete or win.
Right.
Which honestly, go ahead, go ahead.
I'm
Go ahead,
sorry.
baby. Go ahead.
I just wanted to say that is going to dry up because the smart ones, just like what's it called? What's the one with the Crimson game? I think I forget. They were smart. I would say Black
Oh,
Crimson.
Crimson Dragon. Crimson Dragon. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's called
yeah.
something Abyss. They're
Right,
called something
thank you, because it escaped my memory.
Pearl Abyss. Pearl Abyss.
They,
Pearl Abyss,
they
baby. That's what they're
Pearl
called.
Abyss, that's it. And they told
Mhm.
PlayStation to keep going because they were not going to refuse the Xbox platform.
Yeah, they're
They are
stupid.
the smart ones.
They're not gonna, put themselves in a position where only a small amount of group of people play the game.
And I bet you that they were not going to allow them to put they were going to lock them to the PlayStation platform like they do the other games, while their own games as they release them go to PC or go to Nintendo. So look, that's a smart company. Keep an eye on that Pearl Abyss, because I think that company knows how to do business. We can clearly see they know how to make good games, and I just say keep an eye on that one. But the reason why I'm saying that now, that's the PlayStation side. For the Xbox side, if Xbox is putting their games everywhere, I don't expect that they're going to force other companies to lock their games to their platform. Third parties cannot behave that way. Okay, so they have to do what's best for them to survive. This is why Square Enix almost completely collapsed. I don't think it even had anything that. Remember, they were so upset they got rid of the CEO, kicked that guy out, and brought in a young guy who understands this stuff. So that guy doesn't care where the games go as long as they make money. That old guy, he would have taken the whole company down the drain. Just
Right.
So they kicked him out. But see, now they're trying to make up ground. They are working their butts off to try to. Here's the difference between Square Enix, because they, at first I was like, Xbox people had every right to be angry at Square Enix and to just ignore them. They had in the beginning, but this is why I told them to give Square Enix a chance. Square Enix came out and basically in so many words groveled and apologized and said we are going to do our best to get our games on your platform. They acknowledged their wrongdoing and said they were going to correct it. Here's the difference between them and Game Science, the Wukong developers. They lied to us, and then they made us think that the hardware we own is the reason why they didn't put the game on there. And then we find out it's an exclusivity deal, which everybody was all but hinting at and saying, right? And then
they're still trying to deny it too. You know that, right?
They didn't apologize for it. They didn't apologize to the Xbox gamers. They didn't apologize to Xbox at all. They didn't apologize to anybody. So this is what I'm not going to tell nobody what to do with their game, but I will not be buying that game. Period. Okay, I am going to let my money do the talking in that case. But Square Enix did not handle it in that same way. They came that you clearly saw they were, groveling basically to Phil Spencer, and they communicated to the Xbox game. No, we want to put our game, because I remember some of the PlayStation people was attacking them, and there was one guy said, "Hey, I own an Xbox now," and he said, "I want to see the games go on there." So
the fact that you see, to add to what you just said, the fact that you see that they completely tried to fix their wrongdoing by putting the entire slate of their games, everything, every fucking game on Xbox after they did exclusive deals shows you that they're trying to make up for whatever they did.
Exactly, and that's
it's cool that I did a shadow drop today with 16 because people wanted that. You know what I mean?
Yes, and I'm looking at seeing if I'm gonna pick that one up. So I have.
What surprised me? I don't know if it surprised you, but that Beast of Incarnation, that's the developers that have been doing the Pokemon games.
Yes, I heard that.
Isn't that weird?
How did
Because that game
Xbox
looks
have
really
Invincible?
different from what they've done. Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
know. I mean, that's so different. And then you think they would have tried to bring that to Nintendo, but no, they came to an Xbox platform. And wasn't that game in Game Pass? Was that game in Game Pass? I'm not sure because I
No, no,
can't
no.
remember.
The new game they're doing is almost like, I think it's Souls like. I'm not sure, but it's
I
hack
don't
and
know.
slash.
I gotta
Is the is
see.
the is the samurai girl that she has a wolf with
Yeah.
her?
You
But
know what
but look how different it is compared to what they've done. Is
you
what
know
I'm
what I
saying. That shit was wild. Like,
Yeah,
oh, that's
I noticed that, but I also laughed because I was like, "Oh, it seems like it's almost like it's a Ghost of Tsushima copy
right, right.
because
It
she
almost
got the
feels like
wolf.
right, right. I know what you mean. Yeah, yeah,
She looked
yeah,
just like
yeah.
it was just different, but like yeah, I was
It's Ghost of Yote.
Yote, that's it. Yeah. So I was like, I kind of found that Xbox had a answer to every game that PlayStation had. It had that game similar to like a Ghost of Yote, and just like I think the what's it called? Wu Chain Fallen Feathers is their answer to
Yeah, yeah.
Kong, right?
You know
That
they're
was
making a beat 'em up hack and slash with RPG elements of fucking Wu Tang Clan.
yeah,
The
I
rap
heard about that.
I
Yep,
saw it
yep.
on one of the shows. It looks like in the same style of like Afro Samurai, the game that came out
Yeah,
before.
yeah, yeah.
It
That's
looks
cool.
dope though. I definitely want to get it. Definitely want to get that. It's
And
pretty
I
awesome.
like beat 'em up, so I always try to pick up beat 'em ups and stuff. I love those games. And
Korea was awesome.
yep. And so, but yeah, and that's one I thought was interesting, very similar to that what's that Ghost of Tsushima, not Ghost of
Mm-hmm.
Tsushima, Ghost of Yotai. That's it.
What's up,
Ghost,
Yote?
Ghost of Yotai. Yeah, and then but yeah, I was like wow, it just seems like they always tend to have a game, and then like they got the Marvel fighting game over there, then all of a sudden this Invincible game pops up over here, so it's almost like
And
yeah
it's ex devs that worked on Killer Instincts.
right. And but the thing is though, say you was looking at that fighting game and saying, dang, I wish Xbox had a fighting game, but well, they have one that came over to them, that Invincible game, and it looks bloodier, way bloodier than the Marvel game. But you now have a new fighter that's going to debut on the Xbox too. So you instead of missing games that you think you're missing out on, you don't have to worry about that because Xbox seems to always have some answer to that in some form or another. It's just like
What about that Super Meatball Boy in
yeah,
3D?
a lot of people
Yeah,
like
what?
that game. That
3D?
had a lot of good look at Distinctive One. Oh, can I say hi to the chat real quick? I
Yes.
just didn't.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
apologize, you guys. I want to say hi to Other Zinc and Unlimited. I see you there, Unlimited, and Cray Simmons Gaming. How you doing?
Oh, they
And
there.
yeah, they
Hey,
all
what's
in the chat
up,
area.
guys?
Yeah.
What's going on, fellas?
And then NWO Prime. Oh, I haven't seen you in a good while. I'm glad to see you again. And Two Man, of course, that's my boy, Two Man. And who else is here? I saw somebody Distinctive. Oh, D1. I haven't seen you in a good while. I'm glad to see you. And
Well,
I gotta, yeah, he's excellent. He's a good guy.
well,
And so I'm glad. Yeah, thank you guys for joining us here. Yes, it's good to see everybody again. I kind of miss
Shout
everybody.
out to all of the fellas. Yes,
Yeah.
MWO, Simmons, every single one.
Yep.
well, Daya and Hebot, Toolman said, in the comment section, he said, old way of doing things is over. Xbox is meeting the gamer where you are at to
Yeah.
play. Phil
Yeah.
has been saying for years.
Absolutely. And let me get this point out because I know I went on a
Oh, yeah.
rant there. I'm sorry I went on that rant because I just wanted to say,
No, no, no,
but
no.
Hey,
my
Dad, that's
favorite.
you say
Oh,
how you.
sorry. Oh yeah, okay. Okay. Thank you so much, Segment. You're so kind. I just wanted to say that my favorite games. I just wanted to list that. God, I love Final Fantasy VII, so I was glad to see that finally come. The top thing that really blew my mind was that ROG Xbox Ally. That looks really good. I'm not gonna lie, that looks extremely good. I looked at some behind the scene inside thing with that, and
Yeah,
they talked more about it, and I was like, wow, if Xbox pulls this off, this is going people don't realize what that means and what that's going to do for them and how that's going to change things with gaming, but it's a big deal in my opinion. If they pulled that off, that's a big deal. So that was my number one, right? It's hardware, but it was my number one because that looked impressive. But I would say I love seeing High on Life 2. I bought High
The
on Life
difference
1.
of that Rogue is that you can download the games. It's not just
Yes,
streaming.
yes, you
So
don't
it's
have to.
native
You
in
have
the
the choice.
console itself, which is
That,
cool.
Yeah, you
that's
can do either or.
That's a
You can
big plus.
stream
That's a big
or
plus.
download natively. Yeah, so that's great. And it's got a interesting, like a really high end chip in that the X version of it.
Rise of AI. Yep.
So it's some new tech that some people don't even really fully understand what it does yet. But yeah, that was interesting. So because I looked at a few people who were looking under the hood, if you speak, so to speak, and yeah, the chip was what fascinated them the most. So also like I said, I liked High on Life 2. I'm looking at the list now on Xbox's showcase. Yeah, and I love that. Let's see. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 and 4 looked fantastic. That's an incredible. What's that considered a remaster? That looked really good compared to the old version. I thought they did a great job with that. Solo leveling looked good to me. I really thought, and that Mudane Two Hearts game, I thought that was Splinter Cell, man. I was like, oh, Splinter Cell, Splinter, and then I was like, wait a minute, that's not Splinter Cell. That's a Korean game. I was like, whoa, that blew my mind. So I was like, I ain't gonna lie, that's like a Splinter Cell competitor there. That looked just like Splinter
What are
Cell.
you talking about? The heart, the Mudin,
Mudane Two Hearts.
Mudin, two
Yeah.
hearts. Yeah, yeah. It looks
So
like it's a mixture of Splinter Cell, but with something else because it has like stealth segments. It has actual shooting segments, fighting
yep,
segments.
yep,
It's a mixture of like everything. It does look nice, though. It's impressive.
yep.
It's impressive. It does look nice. Yeah.
It's excellent. And then
Yeah.
obviously solo leveling game looked good to me. So
Mhm.
that's a game I like.
Yeah, that
But
looked like good to me too. But I don't know if it's if it's a free to play or if it's gonna be a story based. I'm not sure.
I'm not sure either, and I do have to see more of it. But what I saw of it, I liked. Right, the fighting and all that was very fast paced and upbeat, and so I like that. So I have to see more on it. But that it did get my attention because it wasn't on my radar at first, right? And then the next game I would say, looking at this list, Clockwork actually looks really darn good. I was like, okay, this looks the acting and the atmosphere and stuff is so good. Like I was like, wow. I was I saw it last time, but this was a way better trailer than the first one, in my opinion.
Yeah,
Um,
definitely.
it was fantastic. So I said, okay, they got my attention now. They really got my attention now. Grounded 2 is probably one of my top ones. Look, you guys don't understand. I was obsessed with Grounded. I beat that game. I had my team. I'm gonna be talking to people, see it if I could get my team back. That thing is getting bought next month. That game, that I love. I'm one of them people. I love Grounded. It's so good. That game was so good. So I cannot wait to see what new backyard they end up in or wherever the heck they are now. What new bugs I could like source for resources and stuff. But I loved Grounded. I love that game. I couldn't praise it enough. It's one of my favorite Obsidian games. So that one's high on my list. I know it may not be high on everybody else's list, but that I love that game. Also Ninja Gaiden 4. Where could we be without Ninja Gaiden 4? Like,
Oh yeah.
need I say more? I mean, that game looks incredible, just like the other one they released earlier this year. So that's another one that really stood out to me. So it's a lot of games in there, but those are the ones that really stood out to me, that really caught my attention. Other games I was just more confused by. Like, I don't know what Double Fine is smoking, but I was like, a lighthouse that you control a lighthouse that breaks away from its foundation. It got a little light
Yeah, yeah.
that it
They
uses
always
an
do all the games that they do. All the games, all the games that they do, they're always really like weird or kind of like
hour.
it was like
Weird.
I don't know if you ever played. I don't know if you ever played Candleman. Have you ever played
I've
Candleman?
never played that. No, I have
Yeah,
not
yeah,
played that.
it's a fun, beautiful looking actually. Uh, Small indie title. You actually play as a candle and
Oh
you're
my,
walking
wow,
around.
that
Yeah, yeah.
sounds like a good
It's
time.
awesome though. It's an awesome game. It wasn't. It was better. It's like I know when you hear it, you're like, damn, that sounds like it might be dumb, but it
It's
was
not.
actually a
No,
really good
now
game.
Double Fine is known for having great gameplay, though. I don't care
Yeah,
how
yeah, yeah.
weird the games look, the gameplay be spot on. So I think that Lighthouse
And I
did.
was happy to see that it comes out this year.
Yes, yes. And here's the thing, people. I want everybody in the chat to hear this, okay? Don't
Yeah,
be like these people who's always demanding AAA games. You have to have
can't.
double A, single A games. Sometimes you have to have that. You
Yeah.
cannot put budgets into AAAs all the time. This helps fill out Game Pass. This helps them to be creative. Like as much as people went off on Pentiment went on to earn awards. It got recognized for the quality and great gameplay. And I ended up buying it. I liked it. Okay, so look, you got to understand that games can't all be AAAs. I just want to stress that because we're not like the PlayStation community here. We're not looking for all AAAs. We're looking for good games. And sometimes those experiences are like maybe I don't know, 20 hours, or sometimes they'll be a little bit smaller or maybe bigger. But
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
what I like about Xbox is smart about is that they're not going to go bankrupt doing that. They understand that some games have to be smaller and it allows the developer to be more creative. This is why like and then they may get a hit like a Grounded. Grounded started off like small, but look at now it must have did really well for them to get greenlit for a sequel. It had to. So I just want people to understand that. So I do not care if a game is single A, double A, or triple A. To me, I've seen lousy games that were triple A, and I've seen great games that were single A. It doesn't really matter to me. I'm looking for good quality games, and so I saw nothing but quality there. Like
Well,
you can
good
tell
games have always been. It never has to do with budget, and I've always said that.
exactly,
And I've
exactly.
argued with people all the time, like, yeah, you can't call yourself a gamer, true in the sense, when you think or you're trying to kind of like undermine a game just because it's a smaller budget. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
Yeah.
exactly. I just
Some of
wanted to
the
say that,
some of the best games have been smaller games.
Exactly. Some games, like I said, I challenge anybody to see how well Pentiment was received and how it was like some people's game of the year. That's how crazy that was. But I know people was poo-pooing against it because they was doing console war crap and they was expecting some big AAA thing and all that. But it was a little small passion project. That's all it was. But
Mhm.
the game was made well and with quality. Now again, so was Hi-Fi Rush. It was not no AAA game, but it
Mhm.
released. So so is this
The dunk,
Lighthouse. That's
the
another
dunk,
thing. I'm sorry.
the dunk. Stop for
Oh yeah,
midnight.
the gunk. Yes, South to Midnight is not a AAA game, people. It's a double A at best. Um, it's a wonderful game because I'm still playing it. I played
Oh
some
yeah,
of it today.
I
But
did.
yeah, it's a fantastic game. So, in my opinion, what I have noticed about this showcase is that all those games had quality, even if they were something really is. One of them was really weird, like that one where the person is inside of they using books to attack ghosts inside of a hotel or
Yeah,
something.
that was like, what the hell is
I
that?
was like, what is that? They had some weird ones in there, but I'm glad that Xbox is not afraid to put a different game like that and to let it be what it is because you never know. It might be one of those games that click with and radiate with people and turn out to be something really special. And that's what I want. I wanted that to be made clear. That I didn't judge the showcase based on that. Now, with that said, did this showcase outdo the last one? Heck no, it did not outdo it. But it was a good showcase. It was very good, but it didn't outdo the last one. Last one was very, very good. But
I
I
mean,
think
that's why I said, like, for me, I didn't like it because of the type of games, because not all the games cater to my style. But if you're going to look at it from the point of view of they showed so many different type of games in the genres for different type of people that do like them,
yeah,
it was a solid show, obviously.
Right.
and Microsoft hasn't failed in doing that in a long time. You know
No,
what I
and
mean?
it was a great showcase. If you look at a model showcase, what it showed, the variety that it showed, the quality that it's a A showcase from that perspective. But as an Xbox fan, I had to take it down a peg because to me it's like a B plus because as an Xbox fan, this is my bias, right? Okay, I wanted to see Everwild. I wanted to see. I've been dying for some more Halo news. I really wanted to see some more Halo stuff, but I think that stuff is coming next year because
I think it's definitely next year because of what he said, statement
right,
he made at the end of the show.
right about that anniversary or what is it? The Xbox
30-year
20
anniversary. Yeah,
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 something
yeah.
like that. Yeah.
But what
So
he said was like, I want to celebrate with you, all of you have been there since day one. That's always been here, and he said, going forward with new fans, with
right.
some of the best and biggest IPs for next year. And
Yes.
he mentioned Fable, he mentioned
Yes.
Gears,
Yes.
he mentioned Halo, he mentioned fucking what was the other Forza,
Yeah.
and
Forza.
we could even see State of Decay 3 because it's already
Yes.
been
And
8 years since State of Decay. So
I'm hearing that State of Decay is ready to be shown to people, but I think they held it back. Look, if you ask me, Fable, I think Fable need a little more time, but they could have showed more Fable. But I think they could have showed Everwild because at first they were talking about hinting that Everwild was going to show up at this showcase, but it didn't. I think Phil made a conscious decision to hold the best stuff for next year because it's going to be a celebration. That's
yeah,
what
I think he, like I was telling Sega man before you jumped in, I was telling him I have a feeling they're gonna launch even with the portable, because remember that portable they showed, the Rogue, the new one, it's a collaboration. It's not their own handheld. They own that. And I'm thinking that they're doing that to make sure that everything's running the way they want it with like Windows and all that stuff.
exactly.
So what I'm thinking is, based on what he said, I'm almost certain that they're gonna announce probably in the game, like in the Game Awards, they're gonna show that the new console comes out next year,
That's what I'm
and they're gonna try to launch the console with every flagship title. Like, because how
yes,
can anyone deny them having a good launch or say that the console's not gonna do well if they launch it with every flagship title? You
exactly.
get what I'm saying, Dan?
Exactly. Now
That's
you're
what I'm
thinking.
thinking he's trying to do.
Now you're thinking, and that's
You
what I
know,
think that they're going to do. And what?
imagine,
Why not just
imagine
take?
if they released that. Go ahead, go
But,
ahead. I'm
but
sorry.
why not just take the hit? And look, this is a great year. Look, I'm just going to say this. This was a great year for Xbox.
Oh
Do
yeah,
not
oh
let
yeah.
anybody tell you otherwise. All the games they have dropped, the experiences that we've had. In my opinion, one of the strongest games to drop this year, which is Expedition 33, was
Yeah.
day and date
Okay.
on Game Pass. Just understand this. We're having an incredible year.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We just saw a showcase where most of them games are dropping in the Game Pass. We just saw that. Doesn't matter if you like everything or not, you have access to it. Okay. And we
Mm.
and we still don't know all the games because Xbox is prone to shadow drops. We know that because they just surprised us twice this year with Oblivion and with Ninja Gaiden. They surprised us twice this year. Now I'm
Yeah,
not
I don't
saying
think
another.
they're handcuffing themselves to just showing stuff or doing stuff just during the
That's
E3 season.
there you go. So they're unpredictable. We don't know. We don't know what partner games is still coming out because they're prone to like announcing the games as Game Pass goes. So we still don't know all the games we're gonna get. So
Yeah,
this
we
year,
haven't seen anything from the Kojima game, nothing
nothing.
from Wild, nothing
Right,
from Contraband.
right.
We haven't seen anything from like you said, from the State of Decay 3. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
There's a
Exactly.
lot of games still that we don't have a clue what's going on.
Right. And we do not know what they're going to do at the Game Awards if they're going to use the Game Awards. Sometimes they do, and
And
sometimes they
Gamescom and Gamescom in Cologne, remember?
Gamescom, the
Gamescom.
Tokyo Game Show. Remember, we even got some games that dropped when they went to the Tokyo Game Show. So look, this is for people saying, "Ah, it's mad." Now I don't know what they're talking about. It was a great showcase. Even if you don't like all the games, it's like I said, the quality of that show is fantastic. I gave it a B plus simply as an Xbox gamer. I had my anticipations for certain games to see. Right, that's it. But as a show, It was
And the
fantastic.
Tony Hawk remakes too.
That
Hmm.
looked fantastic. That looked good. That was taking me back, when he was on there talking and stuff, and I was like, oh man, that took me back. When
Well,
I saw him up there and stuff, and oh man, so much time has passed, but uh, I I love Tony Hawk. I love his games, and yeah, that's gonna be great, man. I'm glad they're saving that game and brought that and remastered it. It looks so good for a remaster.
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
so
yeah.
happy.
They show comparison, right? In the show, I remember they showed from the old one to what it looks like now. And then they put Doom Guy in there,
Yeah.
Exactly.
put the
Where the
Turtles
heck?
in there.
I'm upset at that. Where the heck is Master Chief? Master Chief should be in there
Yeah.
skateboarding.
Really trying to save Masters. I'm telling you, they're trying to save it for that launch. I'm telling you.
I want Master Chief in Tony Hawk skateboarding. I what he can have a hoverboard or something. I don't care.
Right,
I
right.
don't, I'm like I want him skateboard. I don't know. Maybe I don't want to do that with Master Chief, but I was like, but yeah, I loved it. I thought it was a great show. It's I don't want us to be like the PlayStation people where they're demanding certain things out of Xbox, and if they fall short, however you want to see it, then it's less than it's not. These games, what we knew about that game, play anywhere. Haven't I told you guys that was a big deal? Play anywhere. You buy one game and you can access it anywhere. So you do not have to pay for a PC version of it, or if you have their handheld, pay for a
Oh,
separate game.
yeah,
It
including
follows
and play anywhere too. Yeah.
the game follows you. So it's like having multiple copies in one. I told you guys that for that reason, I pay for more games on Microsoft than I did on Steam, and that's a big deal because Steam has incredible sales. But when I measured the value, I was like, I actually want my Play Anywhere games. So
Yeah.
they got my money. So I'm just telling you, that's a big deal. All right. And I want to say hi to some people who's here. Google
Yeah.
poll, Adidas 20. I haven't seen you in a good while. It's good to see you, Adidas. You are such a good loyal fan of the Xbox community. Thank you for joining us. And of course, Google poll. He's my boy. Just like Tool Man. And I missed you guys as always. I don't always get on as much, but I don't think I saw you last time, Google poll. I don't think I saw you. I don't think I did.
Hold
Did I?
on. Yes.
Or was it
Yes,
Two
I think
Man?
he was. I think he was there.
Yeah, I think Google poll. I missed him or something. I haven't seen him that much lately. But
Yeah.
he got some interesting statement. Okay, I know you probably want to read some of the statements, Sega Man. I just wanted to say hi to everybody. Make sure we see you there and we see your statements.
Dale, what do you actually? I wanted to ask you. Is there anything that during the show? I thought it was a good show too. Is there anything that you didn't like?
Oh, as for a game or something that Microsoft did.
Yeah, like for the presentation, the show itself, and like maybe games like you didn't see. Is there anything that you didn't like about the show at all?
As much as I understand that they have to do this, and I want to say, I want to be very fair to Xbox. They have to give attention to the games that constantly earn them an income. So the games like ESO, Elder Scrolls Online, Fallout 76, they have to give them attention. Sea of Thieves, these games are constant money earners, people. I know people hate that, and I myself, it does drag down the show. So I would say that was the weakest part of the show. But from a business perspective, I understand because heck, I played Fallout 76. And by the way, I spent my whole day last week playing Fallout 76 fishing. They got me. All right. They got me fishing for a whole day. All right. I know that sounds silly, but it was so darn relaxing. I was up there fishing and I caught some irradiated fish and that was all pretty colors. I got some like blue ones. I don't know what the heck they've been eating, but but I had fun with the fishing. I know that sounds silly, but look, okay, I play Fallout 76, so I have some friends I play with, but I understand it because those games are the constant money earners, okay? So they have to give those people attention. They have to say, we understand you're part of our family. We still see you. We still releasing content to you. That makes sense, okay?
The other thing that they could honestly that they could show on social, like on Twitter, they don't necessarily have to put it in the show,
They
but
don't.
I know why they do it too. I get it, but they could just throw that in Twitter, and I think it would be just as fine. You know what I mean?
You're right. I think that's true, but I think that Xbox also don't want to diminish that these some people might only play those type of games. Like you might have people who only play Sea of Thieves or who only play ESO and they play it every day or something like that. So I think that what Xbox want to do is say that when it's some new content and they if people might not be aware of it, they want the biggest platform to let them know, hey, it's more stuff coming to the platform.
See a
You
list
guys
right on the charger. That box. That's one.
who continue to put money and stuff in there because like they got me, man. I be paying for atoms inside of Fallout 76 and I done bought like decorator packs and all that. So they done got so much money out of me already. I can't even believe it. I'm almost embarrassed to say that. And like I bought a cat and everything else and they like and they got me fishing for a day. Now it's other stuff you do in Fallout 76, but I'm just saying I'm just giving you examples of how the games make money, man. They make money. Even Fallout 76, it makes money. You'd be surprised. But because people be buying like these I think you pay things in I forgot what they call it, what you use caps. You have caps in the game, but you use atoms and stuff like that outside the game to get other stuff. And but anyway, they make money and that's their constant money makers and they have to give attention to that. And I think Xbox is not the company that kind of makes you feel like you're less than the rest of the gamer. I think they want to give you they don't give you they're not going to talk about these games all the time, but I think that when they have a big enough audience and they feel that those gamers are also watching the show, they want to let them know, hey, this is some new content that's coming, or this is something that's new that you might want to think about. Because there's been times that I put it this way with Indiana Jones. I did not know that DLC was coming until I watched this show. So that was actually good for me because I didn't know the DLC was even coming.
Yeah.
So that I was like, oh wow, Indiana Jones got a DLC. I didn't know, I forgot. So that was good to know. So they still have to do things like that from time to time, but maybe they can't find a better way to do it. But I just don't think they want these gamers to feel like that they're less than either. That they got to give them a little bit of attention sometimes.
Yeah. Definitive, he says the Xbox handheld will change everything. No other handheld will ever compete with it.
I agree with that. D1. And I think people don't understand how big of a deal that was that they announced there. If you're an Xbox gamer, say
It's not
you
even
get
their
that.
official handheld either.
I'm
That's just
sorry.
that's not even their official handheld.
No, but it is the first handheld to
It's like
ever
a
carry.
starting ground. I think they're going to use it to figure out what works, what doesn't.
Yeah.
But when they do bring out their official one, they have all the corners that they needed to address or fix or have right.
Right.
Even though
But
for me, like I said, I don't care about handheld, but that's just me.
that's fine. It's for people who like that or who need mobile gaming. Like in other words, they
Right.
can't sit at a desktop or they can't sit at their TV all the time to game. They may be somebody who would like the game more, but they need
Oh, that
something.
travel. Like you
Right.
traveling a lot. You
Right,
could.
right.
Mhm.
And it's a lot of people that fit that category. They love gaming. If they could, they would sit at their couch or they would sit at their PC.
I mean, Phil said that. Phil said that every time he traveled, he played the Switch,
He does that.
or his
Right,
Rogue, or his Rogue Ally. That's what he said when he
right,
traveled.
right. So I think that that's great for people who need that type of thing because before that they was taking a small Series S and that little X screen and doing that, but this is a much more smaller form factor and easier for them to do with the power and everything that they want that comes with it. So
Yeah. Now, Dea, will you a question? Will you purchase this handheld?
I want one, but it depends. I'm supposed to, if everything goes according to plan, I'm supposed to be moving this year, so I don't know if I'll be able to. But I ain't gonna lie, if I can, I want to get it. That's how interested I was in. But I don't want to be a day one purchaser though. I don't like to buy hardware day one. I want to see. I need more reviews and I need to know more about it. But I ain't gonna lie, it's attractive. It's heck for me as a person who plays on Steam and on Xbox. It's perfect. It's perfect. It's what I always wanted, man. But if that's coming to the console too, oh my gosh, it's everything I ever wanted. It's everything I ever wanted. That's how excited that is to me. I think it's a game changer.
Yeah, I think it is too. Now I'm thinking maybe the white one will be 500 and the black one 600. You think?
The black one would be closer to maybe, well, if the consoles is like closer to 700, expect that handheld, because I think that tech is like it's going to be a little bit more expensive, so it might be 800
Oh wow!
because it's got 1 terabyte. Well, I have to see the specs. I got to check the specs.
Right, it
They have
does have.
a standard entry level, and they have a more
Right,
premium level one.
that's the premium one I'm
But
talking
the
about.
problem, again, my problem with the handheld that is you're never going to be able to do really 4K and on the go because the battery life won't handle it. It's going to be too
And,
demanding.
and you don't
Plus,
need it because the smaller the screen, the sharper the image.
yeah, but it'll still look way better. I mean, either way.
Well, they
But
can do an OLED screen one day if that's something they want to do.
OLED, right? But all that stuff, they compress. The whole point of it is they can do it. It's just the cost. The cost will be too high.
The
Because when
cost
you
is high.
you
Yeah, I mean that's what I'm guessing. I'm not saying it is, but that's what my guess is that it's gonna be.
no, I'm saying that to compress all that, like if they want to have like Dolby Atmos surround, Dolby Vision support, all 4K actual native, that shit will be like $2,000 easily. Because to compress high quality technology is always expensive. That's why I said that people can't expect it to ever go up higher faster because to compress it is too expensive. You know what I
Well,
mean?
it's to cater to the elite. It's to cater to the people who want it. It is a high end market out there, smaller, but it
They
is
can
out.
make it, but it'll be pricey. It'll be like
It's
real.
going to be pricey, but that's why they have an entry level. So, it's for people who want that. It's not for everybody.
Market's not big enough yet. Because
Right,
again, when they left out when they released the data, I think it was only 4% of people play on the Rogue Ally type, devices. So
right.
that's very small still. Now if it grows and grows, and you got like maybe 30-40% that do play also on the go like that, then I'm pretty sure they wouldn't have like a problem going full in and just be like, oh, the ones who want it really bad, they'll buy it. The ones who don't won't get it. You know what I mean? So I don't know. It's still in its infancy, in my personal opinion.
It
It's still in
is,
its
but
infancy.
it's a growing market, like
Yeah, it's
anything.
a growing market. Yeah, it could be
So if
growing. Yeah.
people look at how much consoles used to be back in the day, they were very expensive, but
Oh yeah.
that's
Oh
how
yeah.
all tech starts off. It starts off
Mhm.
expensive like that, and then eventually, as it gets more and more adopted, it starts to drop. This is a different market from Nintendo. Let's not even compare ourselves to that. That old tech that they be throwing in those switches and all. We're not even in the same ballpark here. We're talking
Oh,
about
yeah, the Switch 2 is just oof. It feels like
old tech.
highway. It feels like highway robbery. Even
Right.
though people don't want to admit it, it's terrible.
But the thing is about the ROG Ally or the Steam Deck and all, they're putting much more higher end tech in that stuff, so you can at least justify it based on the type of experience that you're going to get
Right.
out of that,
Mhm.
But
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Switch is a whole nother, thing to me. I don't,
Switch
I just don't, I
Switch
don't
is to
think
cater to their fan base,
it's just
and the little kids and stuff like that.
and even so, it's just it's going to struggle in the future
I
as
think so.
tech
Hmm.
going to continue to grow. And all. At least I can say with the Xbox ROG Ally X and the other one, you know that thing is going to have longevity. So if you do pay that money, you're going to be able to play it probably throughout the gen, right? You'll be able to play it, and they'll probably be able to keep up with most of those games throughout that time. So, but with the Switch, I don't know, it's going to struggle because like I was surprised that in the Xbox showcase you didn't see a lot of Nintendo games, and I thought some of the
No.
games that I saw in there should be able to play on Nintendo, but I didn't see Nintendo.
Yeah,
And
the only games that they keep saying is PS5 because
yeah,
they're too advanced. They're not gonna be able to port that to the Switch easily like that. You see how hard it's going with Cyberpunk, and Cyberpunk was from a PS4 to Xbox One era. You know what I'm trying to say?
right.
And then it's plus it's going to be easier because the architecture of the PS5 is very similar to the architecture of the Xbox. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that's why it's going to be way easier. But the Switch, woof, you got to build it probably from the ground up.
Right. And so, you know, I just you're right about the cost and things like that. But see, this is something that I never understood some of the PlayStation guys. They used to like kind of put and maybe all console gamers did this. They put PC gamers down because of how much money they spent to get their machines and all that. But if not for the adoption for the tech that the PC side was willing to pay to get that foot out to start that tech off, then it would not have caught on because you got to have people willing to pay
Well,
that kind of
the
money.
tech for console space grew with arcade boards. That's how it was going.
Well, I'm
But
not talking about
but
that far back. I'm talking about like
but
today.
what the
If
PC
a new
space did, it allowed it to grow quicker on the console space as well. You get what I'm saying? Much faster. When they were doing the stuff in the arcade, those boards were ridiculous. I mean, we're talking about $20,000 the boards, right? So the adaptation rate was way slower. You saw that it wasn't until like maybe, well, I'm lying. They did have arcade hardware with the Neo Geo back in the day, but the console was like $1,000, right? In some regions,
right.
800, 700. But we didn't get to be able to get arcade quality with the arcade board itself, graphics and technology and advancements at a great price, which was reasonable until Dreamcast. It was the Dreamcast who moved everything because the Dreamcast basically had a Naomi board, just like in the arcade, with less memory RAM, right? And it was that the games were looking even better than they ever did, even in the arcade. The Dreamcast pretty much made the arcade obsolete. Because after that, they stopped making games. Arcades started to die out. But that's where the growth of consoles was coming from the arcade boards. Until now, they started making the structures and the infrastructure and the hardware itself more PC based. And then
Yeah,
that's why I think we see the growth
console is
much
nothing
faster.
but a PC, but the PC side of things, when it comes to gaming and other stuff, they pay a lot of stuff for the newer tech that you can't do on the console because the console is an entry level. We both talked about that, right? But
Mhm.
it's those people that's willing to pay for that tech. Like for instance, SSDs have been out forever on the PC side of things. They adopted that stuff when it first came out, right? They paid for it. You got to have people willing to pay for that high end stuff in the beginning because it's just not enough people who've adopted it yet. But then once you have enough, it starts to drop in price. That's how it is in anything. And so I just see this as the beginning of the handheld market. I do believe there's room for it to grow, and I think
Mhm.
it will continue to do so. And I want to say real quick, segment, can we start addressing some of the chat?
Yeah, yeah.
Questions?
Let's do it, Dale. Let's do
Okay,
it.
you was just at my time, I guess, 11:05 p.m. with distinctive. I wanted to read that and start there at that point.
Right there. Was it 11:06 or 11:05?
11:05 for me.
Let me see.
You just had it up.
This one right here. This one.
That one. That start there. Okay.
Okay.
He says Tony Hawk is aging nicely, especially considering the amount of abuse his body went through during his career. Yes, but oh boy, he busted his body up a lot. I remember that. Kudos to him and Phil Spencer on slimming down. Health is is wealth. Yeah, Phil's looking pretty dapper there. He's all handsome and looking. Oh boy, yeah,
He got
that's great.
skinny there. He got pretty skinny.
Yes, he has. That man's so all skinny and stuff like that. Okay. And let's see what's next.
Let's see.
Find the PC as a rather down. Let's see. We'll skip to. Let's go to other Zinc. See, he's talking crap here. Hey, Google poll. I beat Ninja Gaiden 2 like 8
Okay.
times. I'll play nothing but Ninja Gaiden 4 for 4 months straight. Oh my gosh. So you didn't see anything else you like, Zinc? Just Ninja Gaiden. Huh?
Then we got them for all day too.
Oh my gosh. I mean, okay, so okay, if Ninja Gaiden is his thing, okay, so oh, distinctive one said we miss you too, dear. Oh, I miss you guys. And
Yeah.
let's see, Google Poll says, yeah, Phil looks healthy and slim now. I need to do the same. Don't we all? uh, I'm
It's
telling
easier when you have money and you can do it.
yes, it takes money and dedication.
Very easier when you have
You have
money.
you
People
have to
don't
pay
think
for good
that
food.
money has nothing to do with it. Money has everything to do with it.
It does because he could have a
It
personal
does.
trainer and all kind of stuff. So okay, let's see what else. Distinctive also said, I've been working out for a month now, getting back to my Chippendales physique. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Uh,
Uh-oh.
You have
Chippendale the cartoon or Chippendale the dancers? Which one?
so silly. Okay, let's see. Other Zinc says in the next one, he says, Dia 4568, we're the friends you went fishing with, two men. Other Zinc is Sega man. Oh, you talking about when I said the Fallout 76 stuff.
yeah,
Oh yeah, by the way, I forgot to mention Gears. Yeah, that was just a given because you know that's like a given. Gears looked great. Absolutely great. I will be playing that when that comes out.
did.
And it was just that it was just second nature. So I was looking at the newer stuff. Um Dita said, "What up, everyone?" Distinctive said, oh, he just says hi to Adidas, and let's see. Okay, D1 says the screen can do 120 FPS. So I guess he's talking about the Xbox Asus ROG Ally handheld.
He's talking about the hurt. Yeah.
Hertz, yeah. He said it can do 120. Sorry, I had to take a drink. Okay, and he also said here in the next one, it's all about balance when it comes to handhelds. I
Mm.
agree with that because you got to balance out the power usage with the I don't know the require like how good the game looks and plays and stuff like that. So yeah, he's right. It is. He's right about
Well,
that.
the smart move that they did was making sure that it's that you can download the games. That is not
Right.
just releasing on streaming. That's the first thing they did. That's really smart.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because that's going to attract a lot more people. You get what I'm saying, Dan?
Right. You're right.
Because
'Cause, I wouldn't want a handheld that you can't download natively.
right, that's what I'm saying. When you're playing a streaming, it's not great. It's based on the connection, right, and the bandwidth speed that the console or the handheld unit can actually
Yep.
can handle. But the fact that you can download it, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah. Yep.
That's pretty awesome. So
Yep, it's a lot of promise with that. Like I said, we got to keep an eye on it because it was some things that Xbox was holding back. So I think they're still working out some things, but yeah, it looks very promising. Google Post says at 11:15 of a $500 Switch 2 not cheap. I
Yeah,
agree based on the tech and what you're getting from it. But some people say it's fair, but I'm like that thing. When I look at the longevity of it and I think it's still going to be a challenge for certain third parties to go over there and things like that. I don't know. I mean, in my opinion, I just never thought you could make a Switch your main console. You would have to have something else with it, just for power and just the finesse and stuff. Like if you're interested in some of the games we saw, say in the Xbox showcase, you're not going to be playing that stuff on the Switch. In my opinion, I can't imagine that you're going to be playing some of those games on the Switch. So you still, if you want access to everything, you just can't be stuck on the Switch too, by itself.
yeah,
Um,
no, the Switch. That they miss out on so many games because they choose just to stay on that ecosystem only. It's terrible.
it's bad, yeah, but hey, people like it. They stay on it. I guess I don't know. It's all right.
Just
Complimentary.
being stubborn, conditioned and stubborn.
Yeah. Google Post says, on that Asus device, you can play a ton of games. They said it has Steam and Epic Games compatibility. Also, BattleNet. That's a big deal if you use BattleNet.
okay,
So that's huge. Yeah, BattleNet is also on there. It's going to be on there. Google Post said, and also the Ubisoft launcher going to be on there. Oh, I didn't know that. Wow. So I gotta assume EA is going to be on there too, because they're already partnered with Xbox with the Game Pass and stuff, so they're going to be on there too. Um, distinctive one said, yes, that's not even considering the cost of games Nintendo wants. That's true. $80 games for their games. I don't,
Yeah.
it's hard for me to pay that much for any game, to be honest with you. I'm just that's a lot, and then
Yeah.
sometimes you gotta, it might have extra content. I don't know. It's just expensive. So, but he says, yeah, so remember they were charging ridiculous prices for the literal cardboard peripherals. That's true. And they pay for it. People apparently are okay with that. It's crazy. I don't know what to say about those Nintendo gamers. But anyway, Google Poll, he says the Steam catalog in the US includes 101,000 games. That thing done went up. Like, wow, I didn't know it was that many. It's a lot because there's so many games that I can't even begin to play them all. Like I said, it's too much. Like a game can drown over there with the type of game. And it's games that you will never see on consoles. Like I've seen games where, it's, how can I put it? They're more adult like games, okay?
Yeah.
If I could put it in that term.
Yeah.
They got all kinds of stuff over there. That's all I'll say. All right. They got all kinds of stuff that is like a little more racier and stuff like that.
Yeah.
D1 says even some parents think that price is too high. It is too high. Like, can you imagine per game you playing $80?
Mm-hmm.
They might have shot themselves in the foot with those prices. Time will tell. Also, you gotta pay to access one button. Is some button on there that you actually gotta pay to access it? I don't even know what the button does, but people have said that you gotta pay money to access it.
Man, that's crazy.
That's insane. I think Nintendo been smoking some crackers. So I don't know what's wrong with them people. But I don't know. They own something because they hallucinating. Because I'm like, ain't no way. I wouldn't do it. I don't care how much my kid whined for it. I do not care. I'm like, I'm not paying that kind of money. I'm just not.
No. Heck no.
They would have Game Pass or they would have access to a PC because that way they can have a lot of games. But I would not do it that way. And it's a closed ecosystem, so you forced to pay that stuff. No, that's all right. But yeah. Zinc says at Google Poll you can get a Switch 2 at every Walmart near me. Yeah, I've been hearing a lot of people say it's a lot of retail out there of Switch.
Mm-hmm.
So that's I'm shocked by that, honestly. Okay, D1 says, wow, it's literally going nowhere. Nintendo is going to have to restructure their prices. I agree with that. But they're not going to do it. They think they're invincible. They're in that state now that PlayStation was in before they came crashing down rock hard, realizing people is not going to pay what they think. Like they actually thought that by putting their games on PC that somehow they was going to get PC people to buy their console. They were out of their mind actually thinking that. That's crazy. Anyway, okay, Google Post says at Zinc. Yeah, kind of surprising. I'm also in Chicago area. Would have thought it would sell out everywhere. Yeah, I've heard that, and I've even seen pictures of people showing Switch is still behind the glass of a shop or something.
Yeah.
So I've seen it. Yeah, they're not all sold out. Okay, let's see. We're gonna skip a couple of them. I'll tell you when we get to
Which one you want?
Okay, we'll go down to 1127.
1127.
Mm-hmm.
1 second. Okay. Google Poll.
Yep, Google Poll.
Right.
Okay, it says, yeah, Clockwork and Outer Worlds 2 were great. Okay, so were those your favorite Google Poll? What's OW2? What's that? Oh, Outer Worlds 2. Okay, that's he just shortened. Okay. Looks a lot bigger, and it seems they borrowed some of the combat from Evolve. It did look like Evolve. I thought that too. I thought that was just me, which I like. Yeah, Evolve had incredible
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
The gameplay was just incredible in Evolve. D1 said yes, Xbox is still slimming down Windows for an even better Xbox OS experience for game. That's actually good, and they need to make that the standard across everything, even PC. They need to make that the standard, meaning that they need to have it to where even on PC, like you can go into a mode where it opens up all the windows for you when you want to do that stuff. But
Yeah.
if you want to do the gaming, it can just slim it down so you're not using a lot of unnecessary stuff in the background. I would love if they could do that. We'll see. But if not, at least they could do it for the ROG Ally X and stuff, and also for the console at the very minimum, But I would love to see that on PC as well. If you could do something like that. Let's see. Oh wow, hi Rain G4. I didn't see you coming through. You always slide
Oh,
through.
Rain?
Oh, and Rain said if you jump down a bit, he said they sold out where he is. So they did sell out there. I'm not sure where he lives, but he said they sold out there.
Wow. Okay.
And he
Man.
said, I told y'all ROG Ally was Xbox handheld. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm not sure about that conversation, but yeah, that is it. Yeah. And Zinc says in the last one here, agreed. Ninja Gaiden 4, Clockwork Revolution, and Outer Worlds 2 were amazing.
Yes. Very
Awesome.
amazing.
Yeah, Ninja Gaiden is a given. It's such a good game. I
Yeah.
will give this to Platinum. They know how to make games like that. You just got to give them their credit.
Platinum makes great game. They got the
They
ditto.
do. They do. And I know people on the Xbox side is mad at them and all that, but they know how to make those kind of games. They do a good job with it,
Yep.
Yep. Also, Kamiya's not there no more. I don't know what happened to him. He's gone now. So
All right, Dale. Well, hey, I thought it was we're gonna get into it, I think, a little bit more, maybe with probably with Unlimited tomorrow.
awesome. Okay. Oh,
So,
wait a minute. He's doing something tomorrow. He said that for sure.
yeah,
I
he's going something let me go back up the chat
yeah,
because
I want to see what time.
he
Did he
put it
put
up.
get the time? Is that at the very top?
I think I'm gonna go up there and show you, tell you. I'm gonna actually put it up for you because he did say he wants to do. I think he says 7, maybe. Let me double check. Let me see. Here we go. Great show. Let me see. Yeah, it's coming up. I'll show you real quick here. Let me see if I can.
Yeah, he just kind of popped up and disappeared. So I didn't. Is Unlimited even still here? Did he left? Did he leave?
I don't think Unlimited's here. I think he did leave. Let me see.
Okay.
But I know he put it up. Let me see. Where'd you put it, Unlimited? Because he did put it up. He stayed a little bit when you were here, and I think he had to leave.
Oh, okay. Okay. So he said he's doing a show tomorrow. You said.
Yes, I believe it is. Yep, it is. Yep, he told me that he's doing one tomorrow.
Okay, and that's the after show for us, right? Because I know
Yeah.
he said he was going to do it. Okay.
I believe it is the after show. Where is he? I could have swore he put it in the chat.
I'm not seeing it personally, but
Maybe he didn't. Day, I believe he did. When I talked to him in a text, I don't want to do it now,
okay.
but in a text, he said he was going to be doing a show. I believe he's doing a show tomorrow. Yep, a reaction show.
Because he did say he wanted to do a after show.
Yeah.
He said he would because he had to, be with his grandmother for today, so he couldn't do it. But okay, that's fine. Okay, so I'll have to make time for that because I told him I'd be there for the after show.
Yeah.
And also Rain says here, Microsoft should buy Platinum Games. I actually think that they should too because it would be nice to have a studio that can do games like that.
I think that would be good.
Yeah. I think for the people who still mad at Platinum is again Kamiya's gone. He's the main reason why Platinum did what it did. He was the head. And I just think that it would be great if they could get him, Platinum and kind of lock them down and they can have those type of games like that on a regular basis. Imagine what they could do. Hello? Sega Man, you still there?
Yep, I'm still here.
Oh, okay. I thought you dropped off. I wasn't sure. I never know sometimes there. But yeah, I think so yeah, I know you'll probably wrap it up and stuff now, but I just wanted to say that I really enjoyed the show. Um I don't ever expect Microsoft's show to be at the level like that last one was all time. People got to understand that with a show, whether it's your own first party or it's third party, you don't know what's ready when and what you can show until you get what you get. So, how long have we been waiting for Replace, for instance? Every year I've been like, oh, is it this year that Replace is coming out? At this point, I might age 5 years before I see Replace. I really don't know no more. I've been waiting on that game forever. So Silk Song, people been waiting on that game forever. So Xbox showed those games in the showcase, and we still waiting on this. I know they third party, but they still show them games. I don't know when them games are coming out. Maybe they might shadow drop somewhere. I don't know, but that's the thing. You never know what you're going to have in this year. I personally think that Xbox purposely took off some of their better games and they moved it to next year for the second half. They left the ones in the first half intact, but I think that they shifted the other ones for the next year for that anniversary. So I think so if people I know a lot of people was waiting to hear about the new stuff. That's what it was. A lot of Xbox people was waiting to hear about the new stuff. I'm one of those people. I wanted to hear about Everwild. I wanted to hear about State of K3 and stuff like that.
Would have
But
been
go ahead. I'm sorry.
it would have been nice to hear about the little bit more on State of Decay 3.
That's what yes, because honestly, what we got from them is very little at this point.
Yeah.
So yeah, Everwild we haven't seen nothing since the read whatever they did, they restarted or something. So we really need to see something on Everwild. Like I was really hoping to see something this year, but they probably just gonna. I think they're gonna start the year off kicking with the developers direct, and after that, it's gonna be a roller coaster all the way through the year. That's what I think. So yeah, we'll have to see. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with Everwild. I wanted I want to know more, but I guess I just have to be a little bit more patient because I really like the style that they were doing with Everwild. I love I don't know. It was something about the game, the way they were presenting it that I like. So I want to see, did they retain some of that in there or no? Like I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Oh, D1 said that they did a soft reboot with everyone. So did they a soft reboot? So did they kept some of the assets? I don't know. I just don't know anything about Everwild anymore. I don't know what to say. But I wanted to see that game because that one is the biggest mystery to me. And I have no idea what that new studio Xbox is doing is what game they're even working on. You know what I'm talking about, right? What is it called? It's
Xbox Studio.
no, it's a new studio Xbox had made. They're making they're a AAA studio. I'm trying to remember the name of them. They're geez, I forget the name of them. Does anybody in the chat remember the name of that new studio Xbox created? It's I think it's part of um Activision or something. I can't remember the name of that studio.
Activision.
Yeah, it was formed under Activision. It's like some AAA studio.
Man, I can't remember.
It's a new studio. I named them a couple of times, but that studio is so quiet. Like Xbox really haven't even put their stuff in the forefront. Like they're a brand new studio, but I don't know what they're working on or anything. I thought maybe we might see something from that studio. I'm trying to remember the name. I can't for the life of me remember it. Does anybody in the chat remember the name of that new studio?
I'm a loss of words on that one.
Yeah.
Let me see if I see.
I don't think anybody else remember it either. I'm not seeing. I can't remember. It's under Activision though.
Yeah, that ain't saying nothing.
I guess everybody forgot. It's easy to forget about because they're quiet. Like you don't hear anything about. Like I don't hear anybody like say anything about them about social media either. So you know. D1 said you're talking about the ones who are redoing the red head chick. No, this I don't know what game they're working on, but let me look it up. Let me look it up. This studio is supposed to be a AAA studio. Let me see what's the name. Dang, I can't think of it. Activision.
Huh.
Yeah, it's I'm trying to see if it's under here.
That's all right.
Because I hate when I don't know something. it's trust me, guys, it's a studio. It's a AAA studio. They were formed. Perfect. No, it's not them. It's not them. It's not it's under Activision. It's a brand new one that they created. And they announced that they're a AAA studio.
Perfect Dark.
Yeah, Perfect Dark is done by the Initiative, and it's not them.
No. Okay.
Let's see, Xbox. Let me see. Let me see if I can look at this and see all this. It might be under here. No, this is not.
Oh,
sure. I cannot remember it. I've said it many times before, and now I can't remember the darn studio's name. I'm like, how can I forget? See, I'm getting old. I'm getting old. Let me see. ZeniMax Online. No, they got the old list. They got Tango Gameworks still on there. Nobody has them on there. It's like they don't exist. Oh, jeez. Oh, I can't remember them. I'm gonna find out what they are.
We'll find out.
Yeah. Oh shoot, they still got Arcane. This is an old list. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, they got a studio that is that they created under Activision.
Yeah, look what Zink.
What
Zink. Zink. Sega man is trying to break Sega Forever's podcast time. No, I gotta go to work tomorrow morning. I'm not breaking his. Believe me when I tell you that, boy. I can't hang with that man at all. That man, the world Guinness holder.
You know, I can imagine a world where Sega Forever like have a television on, and if you look at it, you can't look away. You know, you just have to watch his entire podcast.
That man can 4 or 5 hours. I don't see how you can do that. I can't do that. No.
You'll be like withering away, like you just stuck to the chair.
Bro. I can't do that. I tried. I couldn't do it. I tried to hang with him. I ended up falling asleep on the podcast. It was way.
You saw the podcast is just in your dreams. That's all. You probably end up dreaming about that thing.
Man, that dude on. He got the record.
Yeah, he can. He nobody beats him. Nobody beats him.
Google Pulse says, I don't mind 5+ hours podcast. Man.
Google Poll don't sleep. He a vampire. You know that, right?
You go, brother.
He is a vampire.
I'm gonna need some express to hang with you guys. Man.
No way. D1 said we did an 11-hour podcast. You guys were zombies by the time that thing. I think they probably was just typing one word at a time.
He said they did
an 11-hour podcast. What the heck? What was that? Like a charity event or something? Why did
Zink said, "Damn, you got that right."
Yeah, that's I think that one outdid Yeah, what podcast was that?
Yeah, that's a long podcast. That's a real long podcast there. Man, I would have been gone like a couple hours, bro. I wouldn't be able to do it. Nope. Man.
He said on Saturday Ray was in the hospital. Really? Wow.
Oh, wow.
Wow. The fact you guys had the constitution to stay up for 11 hours, I commend you. You actually beat out Sega Forever. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. I didn't think anybody could do it.
You're right. Yep, you're right. Yep. Nah, I couldn't do it, man. Ooh.
That's it. Thank you, Rain. Rain got it here. Elsewhere Studios. That's the one I was trying to remember. That's it. Thank you,
Yeah.
Rain.
Now
He
see,
started.
I don't
He
remember that.
gave
I
the
don't
ball.
remember.
Yeah, that was what I was thinking about. Elsewhere Studios is a AAA studio company that they do AAA games. That's what I heard. That it was a very simple announcement, but that's what they do. They were. I think they were formed under Activision though, or something. Or I think that's what I believe. But yeah, Elsewhere Studios. That we haven't heard anything about them. So um it says P okay, it said D1 said P Lump, myself and the other guys. You guys, I don't know. P Lump did that? No way. He said you went to sleep twice. I probably would have been you just would have heard dead air if that was me. You would have
Man.
heard dead air.
Yep. Yep.
Oh, I saw P Lump had a super long podcast a week or so. Yeah, see, I would have had to bail on P Lump. Ain't no way, man. You're not gonna sit up there and take a portion of my soul for a podcast. You know, like it's like and Google Post said it was like a 10-hour. It was like 10 hours when checked in to listen a bit. What? So you
Wow.
couldn't even do that podcast, Google Post. You couldn't even hang that long. How could they talk for that long though? Like,
I can't, man.
yeah, that's a long time, you know. And Rain G4 said he's getting the Xbox Raw. Yeah, I can understand why. What I will do, what I will say though, Rain, just wait for a little bit more in the reviews because it was well known. All the people that I saw that was talking about the ROG LIX, um, the Xbox, you know, ROG Ally, that it was some things that Xbox was holding back. So I think you need to probably hear about if you're going to get the Xbox one. And I really think that one is better than the regular one if you're going to get it.
Man.
Yeah, D1 said it was unbelievable. It took 3 days to recover. I'm 55. I had things to do. Yeah, that's crazy. That's
Man.
crazy. Yeah, like, ain't no way. I'm sorry. Even if Sega Forever had me on there, ain't no way I would have did a 11 to 10 to 11 hour podcast. I just couldn't have done it.
Well, there. Any? Do you want to do? Do you want to do any closing thoughts? I got.
Sure.
Would you like?
I,
I like you. I like when you do your closing thoughts and everything. It's good thing when you do those. I like those. So
oh,
what
thank
you want? What do you want to do for your closing thoughts tonight?
Okay, well, my closing thoughts is Xbox gamers are winning. And if you can't see that, you're as blind as a bat because we got so many games coming. And if you thought you couldn't keep up with what we already have, I still think that Xbox is hiding some things behind the screen. I
I
still
do.
think that they're going to
I do.
drop some things with it when it comes to um the other showcases that they're going to go into, whether it's Tokyo or the other one. I forget the other one that's in Germany.
Yeah.
And possibly even you know, the Jeff Keighley one. So but just putting that stuff aside, all the games that we saw that's coming to Game Pass and stuff, and that shows us how hard the Xbox team is working on our behalf.
Yeah.
Um, they're busting their butt for us, and I really hope that the Xbox gamer appreciate that. Stop complaining. Stop complaining about the games having the PS5 logo shrunken down at the bottom of the screen. Stop complaining about what former Xbox dudes is saying that they give it a 3 out of 10 or whatever. Stop complaining about the PS4 guy saying we getting your game. Who cares? Let them pay for the games that we enjoy
Yeah.
on Game Pass. That's what I'm saying. Look at the brighter things because we are in the best position out of everybody. And I'm gonna tell you this: if you're not aware of it, a lot of people are getting into Game Pass. Them same people that you listen to that are complaining have Game Pass. They are
Yep.
they're lying to the people that listen to them. They're telling them not to get something they use. So I'm just letting you know the little secret that they're
Truth.
hiding. Oh, there! Look at who showed up. Xbox All In. So yeah.
Serious? Oh man.
Uh,
Yeah.
so what I want to say is I want to put things in perspective for you guys. Please do not let that deter you at all. This showcase was awesome. It showed a lot of games, a lot of variety. It showed you new hardware that's going to allow you guys to have access to Steam, access to Epic, access to Battle.net, access to Ubisoft. You're going to have all the games at your fingertips, starting with that handheld, but it won't end there. It also will carry over to console.
Right.
This is your future. So I want you to see your future. You saw your future in handheld form. So I
Mm-hmm.
want you guys to see that Xbox, they have you covered. And so the one thing that I know people wish was different is that the games was exclusive, but I don't care. If I get all of this other stuff and it
Yep.
guarantees that their developers stay working and that their developers can make creative games and that they're not like firing people left and right, and that we get these games in Game Pass and we get new hardware and we get access to Steam and all this, well, then you win. That's the end. That's in drop, mic drop right there. You win. So that's what I want you to go away with. That's the reality. That's the truth. No matter what anybody says.
Oh, and Dea Unlimited said in my he sent me a message. Said the Unlimited Truth tomorrow at 6 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Eastern.
7 p.m. Eastern. Okay, that's my Monday. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank
So
you.
yeah, it is tomorrow.
Okay. I'll be there. And also might as well announce that too. Second man, you go ahead and announce that.
Tomorrow, guys, come and join us on the Unlimited Truth with my brother, Unlimited Productions on his channel, 7 p.m. Eastern. That's our time. Me and Dea, 6 p.m. Central. He does great content, man. He has a great podcast and show, The Unlimited Truth. So come in and rock out with us tomorrow. Try to catch us with brother Sega Forever too. He's in here. He does great podcasts. Man, well, he did a very good podcast with Dea and Hebot the other week, and it was fantastic. I watched it I listened to it from beginning to end at work. I wasn't able to, but it was great. You guys did a fantastic job with that podcast. So check out my brother Sega Forever with the Wrecking Crew podcast when he does it. This was a great podcast tonight. I've been waiting to get Dea on for a while because I really want to hear Dea's perspective about gaming, because she's a PC gamer and she's an Xbox gamer. So it's good to hear different opinions from Dea, because she's also PC. So I like to hear sides, because it kind of intertwines with Xbox. And I'm gonna go with Dea in closing out, guys. Everybody was not, honestly. I watched it. I seen people's reaction. I talked to my brother Flip Money. I went to join his party on Xbox, and a lot of the Xbox brothers in there, they were very dissatisfied with the PlayStation 5 logo. They didn't like that at all. I understand where they're coming from, but guys, at the end of the day, it's a strategic thing they're doing. It's going to be more games for us, and they got to keep paying. And we're going to be playing that Ultimate Game Pass, man. I'm telling you, they're playing chess. I keep telling you guys this. Microsoft, they know exactly what they're doing. They know exactly what they're doing. They're going to own gaming here very soon. Watch. They're going to own gaming. I'm telling you. They're going to own, and then them other companies are going to have to follow suit. I'm telling you, watch. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. They're going to have to follow suit. Sony and Nintendo's going to have to fall in line. I'm telling you, man. It's coming, man. You'll see. You'll see. Because, look, you can see it in the pudding. Proof is in the pudding right now. If you listen to these PlayStation dudes right now, and Dad knows this, they're not doing nothing but talking about Xbox games. They're not talking about
stuff. Yeah.
I don't hear nothing about Wolverine. I don't hear nothing about God of War, even though they got a new coming out. I don't hear nothing about that. I keep hearing about Forza Horizon 5, how great that game is doing over there. People are still talking about Indiana Jones. Some people are talking about the Sea of Thieves a little bit. But look, they're talking about Xbox games. What does that tell you? Think about it. What does that tell you? They're talking about another company's games on their system. Microsoft knows what they're doing, man. I'm telling you. They're going to have to fall in line. They really are. They're going to have to fall in line, man. That's the way it is, you know. Gaming is changing. If you want to stay in the game, you have to change. You have to kind of change with it. You can't stay behind. That's what happened with Sony. They want to stay behind. You know, they don't want to, at first they didn't want to, you know, follow where gaming is going, but now they have to. If they want to stay, they have to. It's just the way it is, man. Me and Dea and Zinc and Hebot, E-Rock, Unlimited Productions, Sega Forever, Tuck, all of us. Zinc, we don't really care, honestly, what goes on over there. We're not making videos 24/7 on PlayStation. We don't have PlayStation in our mouth. PlayStation, play. Like, we don't do that like they do with Xbox, man. We're playing our games. I'm beating all kind of games on Game Pass right now.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, and Day and them are playing all the great games like South of Midnight,
Yep.
Doom Ages, all these great games that are coming to Game Pass, man. And you know what, Dale, before we close out, they still want to fight the good fight and say that the Game Pass is not good for gaming.
Yeah, I
Well,
know they still saying that, and you know, like I said, they're just they're trying to get you guys to believe it because they don't believe that. A lot of those guys, them same guys, are using Game Pass. Sometimes they slip up on that. Like they have,
Yep.
they're talking about a game that you can only have Game Pass for. Like
Yeah.
some of those games you can only have Game Pass for, and they're talking about those games, and I'm like, how do you know about that game?
Yeah.
Just because they have it.
Yeah, I had a guy there before we close out. I had a guy. I did a review on South of Midnight, and I had a guy actually come in and say some racial epithets to me, man,
Really?
in the game. Oh yeah. He said,
You
so I said, oh,
A lot of
I
people
said,
making
why
judgments
you
about
mad?
that game and haven't even played it.
Yeah, and I was saying, why are you mad? Why are you mad? Because I'm celebrating the game is garbage, it's this and that, it's DEI. He was all mad, white dude. He was all mad. He was saying racial epithets. I said, oh, okay, why are you mad? Why are you so mad because we're celebrating and liking a game like South of Midnight? Why does it bother you that people are talking good about South of Midnight and you're upset and mad? You know what I mean? Is it because it's a black lead woman character? I mean, you just sound like you're mad. Like you're mad because we're celebrating and liking a great game like this. You know what I mean? We hardly get games like this. You know, and when we do, we like to celebrate them. I beat the game. It was a fantastic game.
It's a great game. Yeah, it's a great game. Yeah.
The art form, the art style of the South, and learning about, because you learn about that too, Dad. You learn about
Yeah.
the swamps and the things that the people went through.
Yeah.
You know, in the game.
Good
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Do it. Yeah, Rain G Forces that says, yeah, they don't want black lead characters. You're right, Zink. You're right, Rain. It's true. I hate to say that, guys, but I mean, you hate to have to say that, but it's true. They don't. They don't want to see that. They want to stay, you know, with just, old white guys, or I don't know, man. We've been playing that kind of games for years. There's nothing wrong with seeing a black woman lead, a white woman lead, a Puerto Rican woman lead, or whatever, and playing as them characters. It's not. We got to try something different and something new, man. You know, gaming is changing, guys. We can't just play. Everything can't be Master Chief, you know, or something like that. You know what I mean? You have to change it up, man, and play. I don't mind playing women characters. What's the big deal? You know what I mean? Or Puerto Rican part, whatever. What's the big deal, man? Just play the game. Enjoy the game. Don't worry about what color they are. What's that make a difference for? You know? They're just something to get mad about there. You know what I mean?
Yep. Trust me, a lot of people ain't gonna be complaining with the next GTA comes out because they're
Nope,
not white, they're Hispanic or Puerto Rican or something. I don't know, but I don't want to be rude, but I don't know exactly what they are yet, But they look it to me, that's what they look like to me. So
What
we're
do you
gonna have
say?
to find out. They could be Cuban, I don't know, but they're not white. That's all I'm trying to say. So but I bet you a lot of those people gonna buy that game though.
Would you say Sega Forever?
Maui looks like my who looks like my cousin, but my cousin is 6'9". I think Sega Forever be making stuff up now. I think you making that up.
Man, Sega Forever, man. Well, I want to thank everybody for coming and joining me today and He Bought with my podcast, man. I just wanted to know, get their thoughts of the Xbox showcase and their opinions on what they think, guys. Look, we have nothing to worry about, guys. Everybody that's in the rocking out with us there in the chat, all positive Xbox gamers that are all in here, man. I love their support.
Yep.
I love their opinions and their thoughts, Dea. That's what keeps me going. And I want to D1. Thank you, brother, for coming and coming and hanging out and rocking out with me, man, on my
Oh,
podcast.
Flip Money. I missed him. Hi, Flip. It's been a
Flip
while.
Money.
Glad to see you
Money was in.
again.
Yep. Brother, all Xbox all in. Brother Sega Forever D. Thank you for coming. Rain, of course, Rain. There was a
Rain.
lot of people in here.
Yeah, a lot of
A lot of
people. You popular.
Zinc and all that. And what
Google poll. Two man was in here.
man?
Obviously
Who
eliminated earlier. He's like way at the top for me.
who else
And
we had?
we had Hebot in here, of course.
Paul
Thank you to Hebot for joining.
was one of the first ones in here. Toolman 55, my brother.
Yep. Oh, Craig Simmons was here.
Simmons Gaming, our brother Unlimited Productions.
Yep.
Thank you, guys.
I'm not naming Zinc because I'm not speaking to you. You said 90-90 again, so I'm not talking to you. Oh shoot. Hey, Zinc, maybe if you get time, maybe we could do that new Gears game together.
Yeah, that would be nice. That would be nice.
Maybe you can have me, you, Sega Man, and Two Man get it.
Yep. Don't play once. We got to play again.
That's true. Yeah, we only did it one time. And I think everybody's so busy. I think that's the problem.
Oh yeah, it's summertime and family and different things like that too.
Yeah, yeah, it's been back and forth for me, my family. My dad has been so sick and things like that. So it's like that slows my life down to a crawl because he's like he had like a fall and then he went into the hospital and that one thing caused complications like one after another just from having one little fracture. So like he's so old that just one simple thing like that can complicate things and stuff. So yeah, he's still recovering and it's just been back and forth. So just like, keep me in your prayers as always. So it hasn't all been with the house and I'm still working on the house, but it's just been with my dad. He's just been back and forth. So yeah.
Prayers to you, prayers go out to you and your family, Dea, and your dad.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you very much.
Well, guys, we're going to get out of here. My closing thoughts is that, and then we're going to get out of here. Me and Dad, we're going to get out of here. Just enjoy your Xbox, man. And enjoy gaming. You know what I mean? Xbox is just they're doing fantastic things for us, guys. You mean on the PlayStation side and on the Nintendo side, you're just not going to get that quality. You're not going to get the most value for your buck from those other companies, man. You're just not. I own a Nintendo Switch. I own a PS4. Okay, I don't own a PS5, but I own a PS4 and I own a Nintendo Switch. And I'm telling you right now, you're not going to get the value for your buck. All them other systems. There's brothers on here that own all the systems. They own a PS5 and a Nintendo Switch, so they know also. Xbox right now, it's the best value for your buck in gaming. It just really is. And they keep giving you more and more and more. Every other week, there's always at least 2 games dropping in Game Pass. You turn on the Xbox, you see it in there. You're like, man, damn, when did this come in here? You know what I mean? Like games all the time. And I love it. So guys, it's time to celebrate. It's time to celebrate. We got great games that are going to be coming. Fable, Perfect Dark and all that, man. We got all kind of games that are going to be coming, man. It's a great time to celebrate Xbox and gaming. So on that note, guys, me and Dad, we're going to get on out of here, guys. You guys have a rest of the. Hope you guys have a great week, and come and join us tomorrow on the Unlimited Truth, man, with Brother Unlimited Productions on his podcast, man. We're going to give our thoughts and opinions about the show too. We're going to have a great time with Brother Unlimited Productions. All right, guys. So have a good night, guys. Me and Dad, we'll see you later. Peace.
Bye.